Hi, welcome to Sona Motivates. Sona motivates you to eat healthy, be happy, and enjoy every moment. So, guys, welcome to our spice series, week 6 turmeric or turmeric. Three unique health benefits you may have missed. So today we are going to talk about turmeric. It is differently called. Some people call it turmeric. Some people call it turmeric. It is very popularly named as haldi back home. So we I might use it alternatively. So guys, again, welcome, and it's a pleasure to meet you again on this Tuesday on our FB Live series. Okay, let me refresh my page and so I can see the comments. Here you go. Okay, cool. We are going to talk about turmeric or haldi. First of all, thank you very much for tuning in today, and thank you for those who watch these videos later and shoot me with the comments and feedback about all the details. So please keep doing that. Suggest us more spices which you would like us to work with. So stay tuned. Okay, so turmeric is also known as golden spice of India. Okay, it is call it turmeric. It is very popularly named as an feedback about all the. Sorry for the technical difficulties, but welcome Nimisha. Thank you for joining. So turmeric is known as golden spice of India. It is basically a tropical plant. It's pretty much like from ginger family. They're called rhizomes or underground stems. That's how they grow. And they have they're rough with segmented skin. So I have here these turmeric. You know, the original turmeric. Okay, I have to remember that here is the focus. Okay, so this is the turmeric I use in my smoothies. Now you can see it's not very clear looking like those in pictures because this is organic, and usually the organic ones are very clean ones, and that's how they're. This is the turmeric which I use in my smoothies. So these are the stems. We all know how turmeric looks, and this is how it looks in the powder form. This is from back home. We get it in our yearly supplies from our moms and mom-in-laws. This is how we use it. And just for you guys to know it, this is basically the ginger and this is the turmeric. So they are from the same family. They are rhizomes or underground stems. That's how the turmeric grows. Okay. It is called golden spice specially because it gives that lovely yellow orange color to whatever you put on. So especially the curries or even the smoothies, if it has those kind of ingredients where it can still retain the color. And of course they're widely used in dyes as well for giving the yellow, orange, and nice cute color. Turmeric, 90% of turmeric is grown in India. So can you believe India is the most India is the country actually. It produces the most turmeric and it exports it a lot and uses it a lot as well. So turmeric is super popular in India. We used it in curries, and so many of those benefits that I'm going to talk about is the way we use them in our day-to-day lives. Okay. Thank you Pratibha for joining in, and thank you Arlene. It's pleasure to see you. So thank you for joining in. Please shoot with any kind of comments or questions about the spices. Okay, now we are going to see that the most active ingredient in turmeric is the curcumin. So curcumin is active ingredient in the turmeric, and it has a lot of therapeutic effects. It has a lot of uses in the. We can use them in the way because of the curcumin. It is more useful. Turmeric in its form, actually let me tell you as we proceed, because I'm going to tell you a little bit about apart from these turmeric used in India and maybe Thai curries. Japan's one of the population called Okinawa, they use turmeric tea. They drink the turmeric tea almost daily. And this is one of the civilization you can call, or these people from southwest, it is one of the island in southwest of Japan. They they were studied for their longevity. So these people live more than 100 years, and not only live, they live without any of these modern day diseases or body ailments. They live healthy. They have no cardiovascular issues, they have no the cancer or even blood sugar issues. They are super healthy, they are happy. So that's why these people were studied, and they found out that one of the reason for them to be so healthy and live happy is they plant their own medicinal garden, and they grow their own turmeric and ginger, and they make this tea. The daily routine is they consume this turmeric tea daily, and lucky enough that I found this recipe of the tea, and I'm going to try to use it and make it myself, and hopefully if I share the recipe, you guys do the same. And don't forget to post the pictures on our Sona Motivates and leave the comments about your teas. So I see here Chroma as well. Hi Chroma, we missed you last week. And hi Eileen, if you know any of more recipes with turmeric, please guys share with me that this is how you use turmeric. And more often, we know more medicinal or therapeutic uses of turmeric, so keep your comments flowing, that way I know how you guys use our healthier turmeric, and I will keep sharing what I learned from back home. Okay, so hi Aparna, thank you for joining in. Turmeric made you come today, huh? Nice to see you here though. Thank you very much for joining. So guys, the turmeric tea is basically you have to boil water with cinnamon, 1 teaspoon of cinnamon, a pinch of clove, a pinch of nutmeg. So it's a pinch of clove is basically the powder of cloves, or 1 clove, a pinch of nutmeg, fresh ginger. You can grate a little bit of ginger, and then you have to add a little black pepper. So maybe 2-3 small black peppercorns, or maybe powder. And you have to heat this tea for, and of course you have to add a teaspoon of turmeric powder, or even the grated fresh turmeric in it, and you let heat or boil this tea for at least 10 minutes. And after it cools down, you can add honey or maple syrup. And at the end, if you guys some of us don't like the watery consistency, though, so they can add the hemp milk, or they can add the coconut milk or almond milk, and you can consume this tea. So this is very, very beneficial and super healthy tea. You can see that it has a lot of spices, or healthy spices, which can provide a lot of health benefits. So make sure you try the tea and let me know how it feels. So this is the very staple tea which Okinawa people from Japan use, and they are studied to be living the longest. They are studied to be the people who live longest and healthiest and happiest. So that was actually something new I learned, and it was very fascinating to me as well. So can anybody of you share that why do people add pepper or peppercorns to turmeric, or even while cooking curries? We make sure we add a couple of we add either some red chili powder or some kind of peppery thing to our curries. So the most important reason is turmeric in its original form, it's not that bio available. So to increase its absorption, you have to have peppers in it. So curcumin from turmeric, and it's let me just make sure. Okay, piperine from pepper together. It increases the bioavailability of the turmeric. That's why we have to, it's better, not how to, rather, it's better if you consume turmeric with pepper. Okay, there are 2 more ways how we can effectively make this turmeric bioavailable to our bodies, and the first one, like I said, you have to add it with peppercorns or pepper. The second is you have to heat it. So heating definitely helps to make it bioavailable or absorb it better. So in our yesterday's class, I was talking about turmeric, and that's when I was telling it that most of our curries actually we add turmeric at the end, not at the end, in the middle of the cooking. So for example, in the first cooking class, we made cauliflower curry where we added the turmeric in between, in the middle of the cooking session, and sometimes we add at the end, but some of the dishes we add the turmeric in the oil itself, and that's when we want to give the smoky flavor to the dish. That's what we do. So turmeric can be added in different at different points in the cooking of the veggies. So you can do the same. To increase the bioavailability, you have to make sure that you heat the turmeric a little. It is better. Of course, you have to use pepper, and last but not least, you have to add a little fat. And that is also a very, very important thing, that for turmeric to be bioavailable to your body, you have to make sure that you add a little fat to it. So you add the turmeric to the fat. So you add either to the oil, or if you are comfortable with ghee, you can add it to the ghee or any kind of oil. Okay. There are a lot of questions people asking me. Hi Kumkum, thank you, and thank you for joining, and please shoot any of the questions about turmeric. Hi Ruchi, thank you for joining me again. It's a pleasure to see you guys here. So we were talking about how you can make turmeric bioavailable to our bodies, and the three ways was: first, you have to use it's better if you use it with peppers or peppercorns. You can use it with some kind of fat, or you can use it with by heating the turmeric. Okay, so this is how we make it happen. Now when we actually went through the Google's food trend report, we found out that people search the form, type, and recipes of turmeric, and that was a little interesting for us, because apart from knowing about usage of turmeric in curries, it's very controversial, it's very confusing how to use them. So I would suggest, of course, smoothies is a great way, but now that we learned that it's good to use with fat, how about adding some walnuts or avocado to your smoothie, or even a dash of pepper to your smoothie. That way you get the whole benefit of getting your turmeric absorbed better by your bodies. So that is one reason. That is how you can make it available. The other searches people revolved actually was that people were trying to find about how they can cure the diseases or the ailments using turmeric. And thank you Abhishek and Monica for joining in. Welcome to Sona Motivate Spice series, and today's spice is turmeric. What I was talking here was the first and the foremost benefit here is that turmeric is very, very widely used in India or even everywhere for their skin issues. So they are very widely used in the face masks to clear your skin from acne, for removing the scars, or even for the glow, for the natural glow. I see Emilia saying about, I have been enjoying using the fresh fruit from turmeric in various things. Oh, I'm so glad to know it, Emilia. That's a very great use. In any of, you can tell me where do you use it specifically. Like I said, I definitely use it in curries. We use widely in our cooking classes these days, and I do use them in this form, in smoothies, and sometimes I do grate the fresh turmeric in soup. So it's a little different, even in tomato soup or any kind of vegetable soup you make, you can grate the fresh root, or you can use the powder form. It really adds a little that color, a cute color, and of course I think it has a little flavor to it, but maybe you have to get used to it depending on what you add to it. Okay. So guys who Kumkum, Emilia, Monica, Pratibha, let us know how you use your turmeric apart from the curries. So I was talking about the first health benefit, and that is this for the skin issues. For the glowing skin, I do remember that in our Indian weddings, we have this ceremony, haldi ceremony, or the we can call turmeric ceremony, where the bride and groom are applied the turmeric on their face, on their hands, on their feet, and it's actually specifically, I think it's done for because of all the positive energy, or what you can say is the positive vibes the turmeric has. It's not only a beneficial therapeutic spice, but it is definitely it's very auspicious. Turmeric is supposed to be very auspicious in our culture. So we do the bride and groom are applied, of course, separately at their home, or specifically depending on, now they gather in the same hall for the marriage. That's when they are applied the turmeric, and there is actually function where people dance when they are been the turmeric has been applied, and there are songs on this ceremony. So it's a fun thing to watch, all everything yellow. And in some at some places, people actually play with the paste, with the turmeric paste, because that's how, while applying the turmeric, they add sandal powder, rose water, and they make a paste of it, and that's how it is applied to the bride and groom. And I think maybe because they want them to glow on the days of marriage, that's why it is being applied. So that is one of the reason, and of course I think it's better that the skin clears. They'll everything is because it is anti-inflammatory, and they might be stressed. That's why to give them that relaxing feeling, that's why they are applied. And one more interesting thing is the turmeric paste is then applied by the bride or groom to some of the unmarried friends, the bachelor friends, and cousins, and sister and siblings, and that's how it goes. So it's a very fun ceremony around the turmeric. One more thing is with the chickpea flour and the turmeric and the raw milk. That is a paste which is always applied by most of the households to the little babies, to the newborns, and that's how they are massaged. So like I said last time, the little babies are massaged with coconut oil very commonly, and they are they are bathed with the help of this the turmeric, chickpea flour, and the water or the raw milk paste, and that's the way they are cleansed always. So it is very common to use for the babies, for their better skin. Now, it is also very widely used in India in face creams, in sunscreen lotions, and also Ayurveda uses this turmeric for a lot of reasons. Hi Neela, thank you for watching in. And Neela here is saying that I use turmeric when get cut while cutting veg to stop bleeding. Awesome. So this was my second in my second health benefit. Definitely I was going to include it, because it is very common in our households that while working in kitchen, either you get burn or any kind of scrape, and that's what we do because we in the spice kit, turmeric is always there. We just pick up a pinch of turmeric, of course not from the spice kit, but from the original container, because the spice kit might be contaminated with red pepper, red chili powder, and it might burn more. So of course we just take pinch of the turmeric and we add to the scrape, and that's how the bleeding stops. And thank you very much Neela for this awesome tip. Yes, we use it regularly. Now why do we use it? And that's where we are going for our second tip, is why we use it this way. Because turmeric is antiseptic, it is antibacterial, and when you get cut, this is the best way to not run for band-aid right away, and you can just fix yourself right there and keep cooking and finish it off. Hi Alka, thank you for joining in. It's a pleasure to see you. So today we are talking about turmeric. The first health benefit was related to skin. The second one, we are talking about how it's antiseptic and it's antibacterial. But here I'm going to add also about how it is anti-inflammatory, and it has huge benefit over arthritis. So because of aging, or because of some exercising or more workout, or maybe just because of getting tensed, your muscles are tensed, turmeric helps a lot. So what you can do is especially for osteoarthritis or rheumatoid arthritis, you can do is you can make a paste of turmeric, then fenugreek powder, and fenugreek will be our one of the spice in the coming weeks, and one more is dried ginger. Okay, so you make and of course dried ginger powder. So you make paste of this, and if you can apply it to your joints in the morning, or you can even consume it. So you can do either ways, and it helps a lot. So turmeric in this way, it helps you because it reduces pain, inflammation, and stiffness from the joints. That's how turmeric can be used. It was very common in our households that when we fall, especially when kids fall and they get bruises, or they have a swelling, if they fall and they get swelling around their knees, or their hand and feet, what my mom or what our aunts used to do is they will warm turmeric with very little salt and water, taking it in a spoon and a stove top, and you have to let it sizzle a little bit. You mix it, let it cool, maybe when you are able to touch with the hands, and then you apply not on the wound itself but around the wound, so that way the swelling was subside. And even it felt so good because I think it removed the inflammation. The pain wasn't felt that way, and it helped to heal faster. And so apart from using the uh, turmeric right on the scrape or on the wound, we also had this kind of paste applied all around the wound, and that way the turmeric was the whole medicine cabinet in itself without any first aid kit at home. So this was always the case. So that's why the second health benefit we are talking about here is that it reduces pain, inflammation, and stiffness related to the arthritis or any kind of wound or pain. So it has this anti-inflammatory properties. Last but not least, actually, I couldn't stop focusing on one of the health benefit because there are so many, but one of the few of the more important ones I am trying to squeeze in our third health benefit is it detoxifies the liver. So it's very important in detoxifying your body. So if you are looking for any kind of detoxification, this helps. So if you are trying to detoxify your body or trying to use some kind of drink, so make sure you definitely add turmeric to it. So it detoxifies the liver, it balances cholesterol levels, it fights allergies, it is basically anti-allergic. It stimulates digestion. I didn't want it because the first thing about turmeric is it helps digestion, but I didn't want it to include it because this all spices basically that's what they do. They help digest food better. They are carminative properties, so they help reduce flatulence. They take care of your guts, and you would have known by now that's what I started saying is that these spices are not there to give you heartburn or cause any kind of discomfort, but they are there to help you. And this is how this is the more stressful point, that turmeric helps to stimulate the digestion as well, and it boosts the immunity. So how we use it, that the golden milk nowadays, it came in picture, and we have been drinking it our whole life, right from newborn. Even newborns are given turmeric milk. So what they do, they will warm the milk with a little bit turmeric and sugar in it, and that's how your immunity increases. So if kids are having common cold, or if they are having cough, or even if as soon as the parents see the season changing, we start the turmeric milk right often. And even in jokingly it says that as soon as you drink the turmeric milk, that's how we were taught that you become fair. So in our language there is one kind of quote or saying as well, that you drink turmeric milk and you become fair, and that's what forced us to start drinking turmeric milk when we were little. Again, about the serving size of turmeric, definitely like every spice, I would still stick to 1 teaspoon a day is more than enough. Sprinkle here and sprinkle there, and of course with the some in smoothies and in other kind of condiments. But I would really stress that there is no such known it might be, you might get some for diarrhea or ulcers, but that too when it's for longer. Okay, and here, okay, wait, thank you Nimisha. Okay, are you able to hear now? Are you able to hear now? I don't know whether they, okay. So okay, good. Thank you. Okay, thank you, Chroma. So I was talking about how okay the serving size for the serving size for turmeric is 1 teaspoon, like all other spices. But if in case you consume more turmeric, maybe for prolonged period of time, it might cause you discomfort more than anything. It will be stomach upset and maybe diarrhea, and that's it. So so that's the only drawback or cons of using too much turmeric. So make sure you use it wisely in basically the relative quantity rather than going overboard, because it is very healthy. So let me check whether we still have time. Yeah, we have 2 minutes left. I still want to continue how beneficial the turmeric is. I would go ahead and like to tell you that maybe down the lane we can I can teach in my cooking classes, or even I can post the recipe on my website and on my Facebook page, that how to make the turmeric pickle as a condiment. So you can spread that on your bread, or you can just eat it with any kind of tortilla, or you can eat it on the side with rice. So that's what my next plan is, because a lot of people have been asking that apart from curries, because not everybody cooks curries every day, apart from curries, how can we make these how can they use turmeric in their daily lives? So definitely one is smoothie. Go ahead and be creative. You can add it to your pasta sauce, or you can add turmeric, maybe a little bit grated turmeric on your salad, with little nuts and some kind of fat, a little bit of olive oil. That way you get the whole absorption going on up with the turmeric. So these are the different ways you can use turmeric. And if you have any more ways, guys, don't be shy to post your ideas here, and we can share them with other friends. And thank you very much for joining in once again for this spice series, and today's spice was turmeric. Looking forward to meet you all again next Tuesday at 7 for the with new spice to explore. And don't forget to comment, like, don't forget to subscribe for our Facebook our YouTube videos, because there we are posting all these videos of spices. So those who are not on Facebook can go ahead and watch them. So please share with your friends who are not on Facebook and they would like to learn more about the spices. And guys, thank you very much. See you next week with new spice to explore, and thank you. Bye. Have a wonderful night today. Bye.